What up, fam? Ski. This is New Bedford's friendly neighborhood resident Portuguese thick boy Eric Lima from Massachusetts. Over here, you are watching yet another video episode where sentimental thoughts come from the heart and soul of mine, and mental oddball shenanigans from the mind and brain of mine. This is EML77 TV. Episode number 975. What's going on, everybody? 25 episodes away from 1,000. The milestone 1,000. And somebody suggested I would delete my two YouTube channels. If I do that, it would ruin the fact that it would be 10 years next year on my on here on YouTube. So I am not going to do that. But besides, I had those who I don't want on my YouTube channel blocked, so you don't have to worry about a thing. So that is the way it goes. On the last episode, I talked about, today is my father's birthday, so I wish him happy birthday. I thought it'd be really, really cool to do so. And but we got that out of the way. NXT last night recap. And it was a doozy. And I got to talk about a special video that my friend Vaughn Baskin sent me, even though I deleted it, because I want to talk wrestling on here mostly. I'm trying to, when it comes to Facebook, I'm going to do the social stuff and, and everything else, even though there's lots of wrestling I can follow. But I want to make sure, because there's a lot of people that I know are not wrestling fans, and I don't want them getting aggravated with it and all. So that's why, sorry, Vaughn, but I will talk about that special video that you sent me. I thought it was really cool. Right away, wasted no time. Ember Moon went one-on-one with Dakota Kai. It was a heck of a matchup, but Raquel Gonzalez got involved in the matchup towards the end, giving Dakota Kai the victory. So with the win over Ember Moon, we'll see what Dakota Kai can do. That could be a huge step for the women's title shot. More on that. Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Cameron Grimes. And Cameron Grimes has not gotten over his fear from the Haunted House of Terror match. And one of the referee who was the zombie referee, just came out to him regularly and said, "Hey, your match is next." And he starts screaming and running away. I'm like, oh, Lord. And then after the commercial break, Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi Blackheart did a great job hosting Halloween Havoc. William Regal has given her permission to have a match against anybody of her choice, and she chose Toni Storm. And she has a lot of respect for Toni Storm, admiration for Toni Storm. But then she says she wanted to make an impact, and so it's going to be a good matchup. And Kushida went one-on-one with Cameron Grimes. Literally says that. Cameron Grimes. And Cameron Grimes has not, like I said again, psychologically, he's not there as far as... and then the referee got knocked out during the matchup, and Kushida went to go for a pin, got the hoverboard lock, and then Cameron Grimes had him pinned, and then that same referee, Daryl Sharma, came out, and he's like, ah! And then all of a sudden... Kushida won the match by a pinfall, and I'm like, dude, he's back as a normal referee. It's okay. Dexter Lumis has gotten to his head, man. Dexter Lumis has gotten to Cameron Grimes' head, and I'm telling you, it's too funny when he gets scared. Ah! It's too funny. And all right, and then Toni Storm did cut a promo on Shotzi Blackheart and said, "Hey, I'm not the same person, Shotzi. I gotta go after you. I gotta prove myself, and gotta respect Toni Storm. I gotta respect Toni Storm for that." So I'm sure Shotzi Blackheart wouldn't have it any other way. And then Io Shirai, the NXT Women's Champion, cut a promo. She wants Rhea Ripley one-on-one for the title. Gotta respect Io Shirai. I love Io Shirai. Io Shirai has been a great champion during this pandemic. She has really stepped up to the plate. And I was kind of feared that the pandemic would hold her back a little bit, but she really stepped up to the plate. She really stepped up against two of the biggest names in NXT, Rhea Ripley for one, and then you got the biggest name in the WWE, Charlotte Flair. So that's really huge, and having them beating them both in a triple threat match, that's huge for Io Shirai, and she's proved herself. I think she wants to really, really prove herself against Rhea Ripley. So will Rhea Ripley end this year? the way she ended 2019 as the NXT Women's Champion, or will Io Shirai have a long reign at the championship? When that match happens, we will know. Killian Dane and Drake Maverick went in a tag match against Ever Rise, and while that was going on, Pat McAfee and his three running buddies, Pete Dunne and the NXT Tag Team Champions Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, arrive, and then all of a sudden they decided to go in there while Dane and Maverick were working well on Ever Rise. All of a sudden, no contest. McAfee and his goon squad jumped on Dane and Maverick and Ever Rise, and then they started talking trash. But it doesn't end there. Pat McAfee's running his mouth about Undisputed Era. They grabbed the Undisputed Era banner and burnt it. Then they went to commercial break. Come back from commercial break. Killian Dane decided to jump Pat McAfee. And then Pete Dunne hurt Killian Dane, slamming his body on the driver's side doors, leaving him bloodied up. And I'm like, oh boy. Even making about more enemies. And speaking of Pat McAfee, let's talk about Pat McAfee for a bit before I go on about this, okay? Pat McAfee is a whacked out moron, okay? He thinks that he thinks that him, Dunn, Lorcan, and Burch are the best four-man team out there. Dude, what were you thinking tweeting that? You know, Pete Dunne, Lorcan, and Burch are very, very good fighters. No doubt Ridge Holland, one of the toughest, bright young stars of the future. Yeah, I can understand that. But not only you angered the Undisputed Era, you've caught the attention of a WWE superstar who has a four-man team, who's part of another four-man team of his own. That would be Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. If you don't believe me, MVP responded to Pat McAfee's tweet with a selfie with him, Dunn, and the tag team champions, Lorcan and Burch. Oh, that's cute. And then Adam Cole agreed, yeah, it is. Yeah, best four-man team. You seriously got you got the Undisputed Era had more gold in that crew, but I think the Undisputed Era is more than just a team, more than a faction, more than a stable, more than a crew. They are a band, a brotherhood, a family. To my opinion, they are a family. But you got the freaking Hurt Business that you just irked. I mean, if MVP responded with that tweet, and I'm going, Pat McAfee, you do not know what can of worms you just opened there. And I mean, if Pat McAfee claims that him, Lorcan, Burch, and Dunn are the best four-man team, you are forgetting who you tweeted it out to. You are forgetting, Mr. McAfee, that there's another four-man team. Like I said, the Hurt Business. All right? You made enemies in the Undisputed Era. Now you made enemies out of the Hurt Business. And you had better not. Because what you just did, Pat McAfee, you just trespassed on serious waters. You just are swimming in dangerous waters, man. You think the Undisputed Era are the only sharks in that water? No. You're talking about a feeding frenzy that may head up your way because you just caught the eye of MVP, Montel Vontavious Porter. I would not be surprised if the Hurt Business decided to sneak over to NXT and then decide to rearrange the faces of McAfee, Lorcan, Burch, and Dunn. Come on now. Come on, Matt McAfee. You are a crazy man. You are making the big mistake, man. You just irked. You just opened up another can of worms, my friend. And not the ones the boogeyman likes to feed you. But the fact of the matter is this. Pat McAfee, be careful what you say. Because what you say can and will be used against you. And like I said, if that's the case, personally, I like to see the Hurt Business just kind of toss you around like a friggin' ragdoll. But I'm going to leave that to the Undisputed Era. You know what I also tweeted something like, I'm hoping the Undertaker at least comes back and shuts McAfee up. Just a tombstone pile driver. Because McAfee's disrespecting the internet wrestling community. I guess there's some crazy internet wrestling marks out there. But don't disrespect the NXT universe. All right? But I'll tell you one thing. You disrespected the NXT universe. You're going to pay for it. At the Undisputed Era, they're going to go more for the Undisputed Era than anything else. Adam Cole, baby. They're going to get it done. The Undisputed Era is going to get it done. But if I were you, I would leave the Hurt Business out of it, McAfee. You just made them. But MVP has inserted himself into this. You made the mistake, McAfee. you're going to pay for it. All right. Johnny Gargano was playing the game of life with the mysterious figure that helped him win the North American Championship, and he's going to defend the North American title next week against a mystery opponent. We don't know who that individual will be, but we'll find out. Also, speaking of Lorcan and Birch, they will be defending the tag team titles against Breezango in a rematch for those belts. I wouldn't be surprised if Idiot McAfee gets involved, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Undisputed Era gets involved as well. And I'm sure that'll be something to behold. Then Tony Storm went one-on-one with Shotzi Blackheart. Tony Storm, oh my lord! All I can say is, there's only one word. This woman is just something else. And can't say any more on that. I love Tony Storm. Love Tony Storm. The two fought, and they had a great matchup until Candice LeRae is outside watching supposedly watching Shotzi tank for Shotzi because she didn't come in the ring in her tank. I'm like, and then she proceeds, and then a vehicle stopped by, proceeds to jump in the vehicle, the SUV, and ran over the tank, driving Shotzi to tears. Even after the match, Tony Storm did comfort her, being a good sportswoman. I would not be surprised if that hooded figure, the hooded Ghostface figure, has to be Indy Hartwell. If there's two of them, who knows? One of each, who knows? Austin Theory could be another. We haven't seen Austin Theory in quite a while. It could be him. Who knows? But one thing's for sure: if it is Indy Hartwell for Candice LeRae, I would not be surprised to see Tony Storm and Shotzi Blackheart join forces against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. But you know what? I like Tony Storm and Shotzi Blackheart. You know, they would be the perfect fit for the Riot Squad. If Ruby Riot decided we'll get a four-woman team going, I think Tony Storm and Shotzi Blackheart would fit in perfectly with her and Liv Morgan. And if Sarah Logan decides to come back after her baby and everything else, hey, add a 5-woman team next year's Survivor Series. There's your 5-woman team. I would love to see that, but might I digress. So, and during a WWE.com exclusive, Shotzi Blackheart ran outside, and she was in tears, man. You know, and she was in tears. Mackenzie's trying to get some answers from her, and she's like, "Go away." And I think Candice LeRae has made a big mistake, and she's going to pay for it. So we'll see what happens. I think she was in a very bad mood when Shotzi cost her a chance to become women's champion. Legado del Fantasma arrived at the arena, but then Jake Atlas came out, pulled up inside a car, grabbed a lead pipe, hit Raul Mendoza in the stomach with it, and then took off. So Jake Atlas is not done with Legado del Fantasma. In fact, Santos Escobar's got a humongous bullseye in his back, and when you're the Cruiserweight champion, you know, you still got an angry Jordan Devlin still ticked off, and I'm sure Isaiah Swerve Scott still wants a piece of him. So a lot of the Cruiserweight division, man. I'll tell you one thing. That's right. Then Thatch Can session with Timothy Thatcher. Reversals with Hakeem in the ring, and then as usual, Timothy Thatcher demonstrates, and he starts going, and he starts being sadistic towards his pupil, and he's like, "You're gonna be okay, yeah." And then as they were continuing it, Anthony Green, who was humiliated by Thatcher last week, but goes by the name of August Gray. That's his NXT name. Attacked Timothy Thatcher. So that's something that. So August Gray, the man formerly known as Anthony Green, attacked Timothy Thatcher, and I'm sure that war will still continue on. Mackenzie Mitchell tried to get some answers on the letters of Xia Li. Xia Li says something about family and his honor. And then William Regal gave her another letter from her family. And then she looks at William Regal and says, "I want a match against Raquel Gonzalez. She disrespected me and my family. I want Raquel Gonzalez." And William Regal says, "We'll see what we can do." And then Rhea Ripley responds to Io Shirai and says, "Let's go. I'm going to take my title back. I'm going to end the year like I ended 2019 with the Women's Championship. So this will be a great matchup, to say the least, one-on-one, actually, Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. And then Tommaso Ciampa, the main event, Tommaso Ciampa went one-on-one with Velveteen Dream. Tommaso Ciampa knew that Dream had a hurt wrist, her arm, so he took advantage of that, using the cast on Dream's arm was a target. Kept right on going. A lot of heat on Velveteen Dream because of the allegations of sexual harassment with on a minor, I think, and exposed himself and all that. They wanted this guy fired and everything else, but WWE unfortunately found no evidence. So they decided to keep Dream on, and let's go in, and they were booing the heck out of Velveteen Dream, and Tommaso Ciampa was beating the heck out of him. In the end, he hit the Widow's Bell, and then the fairy tale ending. 1, 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa wins the match. Now, the footage that Von Vasquez showed me was an impassioned speech. Tommaso Ciampa, I have a lot more respect for him than ever before, because he cared about the WWE universe. He cared about the wrestling fans. He said, one day we won't have any masks. We'll fill the seats up. I miss you guys. He says he misses the fans. You got to check it out on WWE.com, exclusive. And impassioned speech. Probably it came from the heart, and makes me respect Tommaso Ciampa even more. You got to respect, and puts a smile on my face to say that, I respect Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa is the man. And I'm hoping Finn Balor gets better, because I can see him and Ciampa go at it for the NXT Championship. And, the NXT Championship right now is riddled with injuries. You got Karrion Kross, who was NXT Champion, is out with an injury. Had to relinquish the title 24 hours after winning it. You got Finn Balor, who's the current champion, who's sitting there with a broken jaw. So it's really, really sad that all this is happening, and just, So I really don't know. I know Tommaso Ciampa is a former NXT Heavyweight Champion and Tag Team Champion. I know him and Gargano can't fight each other anymore, but what if he finds some way to get the North American Championship? And he'll be another Triple Crown winner if that's the case. I think Johnny Gargano was the first. I think Adam Cole was the next. I think only 2 Triple Crown winners right there and then already. So that's all I got for the NXT recap, Wednesday night recap from last night. Today, NXT UK, the semifinals of the Heritage Cup tournament continues. A-Kid going one-on-one with Noam Dar as Dave Masters, the Bomber, takes on Trend 7. I will bring that recap to you on the next episode, okay? And besides, NXT UK may be coming on in about 6 minutes, and now I better get off here and go log on to the network. I'm going to upload this video while I'm doing all that, all right? I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in episode 976. Peace, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, and be blessed. And be awesome.